Warning: this is a Katawa Shoujo playthrough. Some content may be inappropriate for kiddies. Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Look at that smirk that she has. Look at that smirk. It's just so smirky. That friggin' smirk. I had entirely neglected to take my medications last night or even this morning. Idiot, Ishio. Bad. Why you got the squiggly face? Why you got squiggly face? Squiggly face. Squidward. You're thinking perverted thoughts. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, you come in to our bathroom time, say you want to get into my bath, and then you ask me this question. What do you mean you would be good? Maybe it would be good to slow things down a bit. You know, maybe go out to dinner once. Final word for the evening. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. He's protection. Every time! I knew you wouldn't recognize her. It's me. It's Misha! What? This is my wine glass. Yes, you just gotta swirl it out a bit. You go. Just take a little in and sip, swirl, suck, swallow. Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You don't need to interrogate me. Because I had 2 breakfasts.
And our story continues.
Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake of the OneManBand is back again. We are back in Katawa Shoujo. The screen is black. This is strange. What is strange? What is love? I don't know. That single thought has glanced my mind a countless number of times since my life here began. Ooh, looks like we're coming into a teacup. We're looking at our reflection. Who is this guy I see staring straight back at me? When will my reflection show someone I indeed know? I know that's not the line, but I don't care. It feels like an easy way to discard a troubling question, as if simply labeling something with those 3 words would make it go away. Or at least not worth thinking about any further. My life before my heart attack feels more blurry every time I try to remember it, and my mind struggles to keep up with all the events suddenly happening around me since. I heard somewhere that this is what it feels like to be left stranded in a country with only the most basic understanding of the local language. Indeed, when I think about it, that seems a marvelously apt analogy for what's happening to me. But such situations are also supposed to make you very compatible with that language very fast, as you're forced to learn in order to survive. Put another way, the situation becomes sink or swim. Well, that's kind of the situation we were put in when we were sent to this academy. We had to sink or swim, and we have indeed swam. That's the correct word. I wonder if I really managed to swim after this time. The exams are stressing me out a lot, even though they're finally coming to an end. But I have remained in Matao's favor, and I have some sort of direction for my future now. But I keep using that stupid, meaningless phrase. This is strange? Well, life is strange, but you shouldn't get depressed, especially when we're this far along in the story. It really is amazing how fast one comes to accept being surrounded by people with sometimes incredibly jarring disabilities and conditions. So much so that I really wonder why I feel so much like a foreigner. It certainly isn't for a lack of socialization or friends. I've come to know many of my classmates on first-name terms, and now a few others around the school. Whether they're missing an arm or a leg, the students here are just like anyone else of their age. I can navigate the halls that I once lost myself in with an ease. I'm not expected to ever have. Thanks to the school's logical layout, I can engage my teachers in comfortable discussion. Now we get the full, no more blurred color scheme. I swirl around gently the tea in my cup, the reflection image of my face becoming distorted by the moving liquid. When will that reflection show who we are inside? I do not know. This is strange. I used to hate drinking tea. Well, yeah, but then you met Lilly, so... And then you got used to it. Tea is probably very good. I, myself, have trouble drinking tea. I just can't bring myself to do it. Maybe I'm thinking too much. The familiar sound of china rattling from a teacup, touching its accompanying saucer, rings out. Is something the matter? Don't worry, it's nothing. I'm just reminiscing. Oh, hey! We're hanging out in your room again. Well, I guess last night was in my room, this night's in her room. We trade off. On Sunday, everyone rests. I take a long sip of tea in front of me, as the girls do. Just whiling away the time in Lily's room, sipping tea with her and Hanako. It feels familiar, almost nostalgic. So how is your work in the newspaper club going, Hanako? I want to know too. It sounds like it would be quite interesting. Come on, Hanako, tell us! Hanako's face turns down at the attention placed upon her, though her smile belies the fact that she genuinely likes being the center of attention for the two of us. It's good. I think I'm getting better at it. Well, that's good. Naomi and a couple of her friends handle most of the jobs, getting stories and stuff. I just do the computer things, like putting the stories together and getting it printed. It's nice since I can sit and concentrate. Yeah, it's nice. No one has to tell you how to do your job. You just do it, because you're the best at it. I say Lily's low-tech nature isn't shared by Hanako. While sitting in the room compiling other people's newspaper articles into documents doesn't strike me as overly outgoing. It is heartening to see her widening her circle of friends. Baby steps, I guess. It's probably a bit much to be expected of her to become a socialite like Lilly. How are you finding Naomi? I've heard she can be quite troublesome at times. Oh, well, that's just, that's just character. That's just character. That just makes good friends. And Lily's going into her motherly mode over Hanako. Letting go of her is something she's had to learn. Hanako scratches her cheek, thinking about her answer. You know what? Naomi's nice. She's a bit loud sometimes, and a bit tiring, but she's really helpful. Her friends are nice too. That's wonderful to hear, Hanako. I'm glad you've found a source of such enjoyment. Lily's smile is warm and genuine, but I can sense a touch of wistfulness to it as well. Hanako seems to miss it entirely, but I don't think for a second that I'm imagining it. Now, Lilly, don't you go getting, jealous of people, especially over Hanako. This is good for her. So don't you go get all weird on us. You already got weird in the last episode. I didn't like it. I suppose it's because I've slowly come to pay more and more attention to everything going on around me. With things seemingly happening faster and faster, it seems like I'll miss something if I'm not as observant as possible. With the exams, my newfound love life, trying to fit in studying regarding my options for college and university, and my heart condition applying the brakes on everything at irritatingly random times, my brain's been on overdrive recently. Dude, you should take an off day. Just go and, I don't know, what do you do? What would you do to calm down? Well, I guess you're doing it right now. You're drinking tea. That's pretty calming. It makes me appreciate the rare quiet time such as this. I guess this is why Lilly came to appreciate her weekly walks to the convenience store and her tea parties with Hanako. Despite her like of being surrounded by others, they gave her a moment of peace in a chaotic and busy life. Thank God the exams are over, huh? The comment draws a earnest chuckle from both the girls. It seems like everyone's been a lot happier since the exams ended. last week. Oh, we've skipped a week. Holy crap, man, that was a big time jump. So, what are you doing for the summer holidays, Hanako? Only what? I quickly count the days in my head. Today's Monday, tomorrow's Tuesday, and Wednesday comes afterwards. The school finishes on Saturday. 5 days ago, after all. I was thinking of traveling just around a bit. Traveling. There's a lot of places I want to see, and I think I have enough money to pay for the bus and train rides. Naomi and one of the other girls in the newspaper club said they might come along too. Oh, well, that's good. Yay! Hanako's got new friends! So go on trips with her. Yay! Her look indicates she's given the matter quite a lot of thought. I'm kind of surprised that she's contemplating something like this. It seems she's really become intent on striking out on her own. Is there anywhere in particular you're thinking of going? I was thinking that Kyoto seems nice. I think I'll try to go to a few places though. Lily nods in approval, happy about Hanako's plans. While I cast my eyes to Lily, I refrain to asking her the same question. She's been evasive with her plans for the future for a long time now, but I never seem to get a good time to, brooch? As in brooch? As in like the thing that you wear on your thing? The subject, alone with her. Every time it comes up in conversation, I feel like she's either unsure for herself or simply dodging the question. It's troubling. Well, Hanako, I think you should leave. I need to have a little one-on-one on Lily. With Lily, sorry. That was awkward. Be sure to call sometime when you're out and about. I gave you my number before, right? Hanako gives a quick nod, a happy smile on her face. It's strange to see how happy people seem to become when they have a goal to work towards. Yamaku seems to brighten whenever her university aspirations are brought up, and now Hanako is just the same. So why do I feel this uncertainty? And why Lily too? Well, I don't know why. Maybe it's because Hanako's kind of been a social mess for this whole entire thing. Relationships really can be irritatingly troublesome sometimes. Yeah. Oh, what time is it? It's time for you to get a watch. That is the time. It takes me a second to remember that Lily's clock doesn't have any visual feedback. I really should know, given how many times I've been in her room. Yeah, lots of times. Nevertheless, I take my watch from my bag and quickly check it. The reason for her asking becoming clear. It's about 20 past 10, nearly curfew. Hanako rises to her feet, dusting herself off and neatening her gown after doing so. I'd better be going then. Good night, Lily. Hishio. Good night, Hanako. I love seeing you. Sleep well, Hanako. See you tomorrow. And with that, she walks to the door and quickly makes her exit. Now, Lily, now that we're alone, we gotta talk about some things. Silence. This seems to be happening more and more between Lily and I recently. After a few seconds, I finally find something to talk about. Oh yeah, I talked to Matao on Friday, and finally checked out some guides on college and how to apply for it. That's good news. If you're going to be applying for colleges, I assume that you have some idea in mind of what you might do in the future. I think I've settled on becoming a science teacher! Bill Nye Science Guy! It's going to take a while to get through university and everything to be qualified, but I think it'll be worth it. Lily's face brightens considerably at the news. I suppose that her wish to become a teacher, she's delighted I take the same kind of path. The science teacher and English teacher! And then they kiss! Mwah, 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 mwah. So you've decided a career of teaching. I think that path suits you most excellently, Hishio. I smile and nod. This time, even if I know she can't see me doing so, I know she feels it. I imagine Matau would have taken the news well. That's one word for it. Hey, Lily. Yes? I know you want to be a teacher, but for a second, I wonder whether I should really ask her the question on my mind. But that quickly brushes aside by the fact that it's rather late and it's rather late to have second thoughts. Just ask the question, bro. Surely you don't still think I'd be offended by something regarding my blindness. Huh? What? Her accusing tone is betrayed by her grinning face. Assume that my awkwardness in raising the topic. Some things never change. Good point, I guess. I was just thinking whether or not being blind would be a hindrance. What with your ambitions of becoming a teacher and all. She looks mildly surprised before giving the question some thought. And now that I give some questions some thought, I see now why he was so hesitant to say anything. It's kind of a big question to ask. I refuse to think. She's never actually pondered the issue before. I wonder. Hishio, can you close your eyes for a moment? Okay. Last time I did this, something happened, so raising an eyebrow, I do as she requests. Okay. Eyes are closed. We don't get to see nothing. Woo! Yay! Okay, so I have no idea what she has in mind, and my questions only increase as I peek out from one eye. You cheating, Hishio! Taking the black ribbon she usually wears in her hair from the cabinet beside her bed, she advances towards me while running it through her fingers to remove any stray hairs remaining on the piece of cloth. Yeah, that's a question. You know, she told us to close our eyes, but it's not like she knows if we are. So I guess it's kind of a trust thing. I suddenly click on her to her intentions as I feel the black strap make contact with my face, wrapping around my head and over my eyes. Oh, so she's making sure that we don't look. What exactly is this for? It's a little test, Hishio. Since you seem to be wondering, I'll let you see things as I do for a time. Well, I'm pretty sure I can still see through the cloth, unless it's very thick. Huh. So, that's what this is all about. To be honest, it's actually sounds kind of fun. Childish and rather silly to anyone who would be watching, but a bit of silly fun never hurt anyone. Oh, yes it did! Have you ever seen, like, basically any movie that ever happened? I stand up with a heave, my hands quickly moving out in front of me to warn me of any obstacles. Okay, now what? Now touch me. Okay? Now remember, I can't see, so I do not know where my hands are gonna go. And it can very well be awkward. So, you can't blame me. If you say so. Now then, I slowly make my way forwards towards the sound of Lily's voice. My walking speed could barely even be called a shuffle. Do the shuffle. Shuff, 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 shuffle. The entire experience feeling alien enough that I don't want to risk inadvertently tripping over anything, such as her table, or her haphazard pile of books. Something soft, yet solid, brushes against my left leg. Further inspection reveals it to be Lily's bed. Okay, I move forward, finding myself, thankfully, that Lily's room is so neat and tidy. Even the piles of books she has are generally kept close to the wall, well out of harm's way. The hard wall pressing against my outstretched hands makes me furrow my brow in frustration. Hey, Lily, where are you? She's on the ceiling! She used her Spider-Man powers. What are you doing over there? I'm over here. Lily, stop moving on us! Lily's voice comes from the other side of the room, far from where it was before, when, even to my untrained ears. If she's going out of her way to avoid me reaching her, then it's just a game to her. Of course it is! Compared to a life where even the concept of sight is an abstract one, a few minutes in a blindfold are nothing. I guess she's made her point. She's more than capable of navigating her room and further. I've seen how independent she is, even when compared to many of the others at Yamaku. Well, even if this is just a game, I might as well play it wholeheartedly. Okay, stop doing the shuffle and actually take some manly steps. Go, get your woman! With a pace much quicker than before, I moved towards the source of her voice, deftly sidestepping the table in the center of the room, thanks to remembering its position. I've got you now! She gives an impish giggle, one just long enough to work out she's passing just beside me. Ow! I quickly turn around to face the new direction. The table wasn't there before. Ow, ow, ow. Lilly, moving stuff. I slowly sit up next to the table, raising my blindfold as I rub my aching head. What? How did you hit your head on the table? I give an irritating kick to the table as I sit just in front of where I fell. Utterly pointless but the thing deserved it. Hishio? Lily's still standing just to my side, obviously unsure of what's befallen me. Sorry, I kind of fell over. You clumsy oaf! You goof! Why'd you fall? How did you even fall? Are you hurt? My head hurts, but I think it's okay. Maybe you should kiss it to make it better. I think the table moved in order to trip me over. She giggles as she walks over and takes a seat beside me, her hand resting on my own. I suppose that's the end of that then. I think so. Well, look at the time, curfew's coming, we should probably go. But I also think I get the point, though I do wish that it hadn't involved such a headache. Lilly suddenly looks blank. Point? And I return to an extraordinary flat look. That was just for fun, right? I just thought it might ease you up to a little about the subject. You also seem to be tiptoeing around it after all. And regarding to teaching, sight isn't that important. There are plenty of classes taught by entirely blind teachers. Was Helen Keller? Yes, Helen Keller was blind. She became a teacher. She was blind and mute? It was either, I think, or was she blind and deaf? I always get it mixed up, but Helen Keller became a teacher with 2 sensory disabilities, so go, yeah, Helen Keller's freaking awesome. The more than enough resources for me to learn the subject. It's as simple as that, really. I slump my shoulders and give a snort in amusement. Yeah, I understand. I guess we'll both just have to work hard and to reach our goals then. What is it? With a little hesitation, Lilly pushes forward her chin and closes her eyes in a unmistakable gesture. Alrighty. Kissy time again. Kissy time again. Love you guys. I accept gladly, our lips touching. As they do, I suddenly feel her hand sneaking up my chest from underneath my shirt. That's my special area. Don't touch it. That's where my scar is. Feeling her hand against my bare skin is enough to make my heart suddenly accelerate. We're playing with fire now. I could possibly die. So she's in that kind of mood again. Well, I'm hardly one to complain. She does genuinely like this, and even with all my medications, my libido is thankfully still intact. Libido. That is a word I do not know. If it's something gross, I don't want to know what it is. I lean into the kiss further, holding her hand tightly as I feel it tracing the contours of my chest. Eventually we break off from one another, the room silent, but our breathing. You gotta breathe after that because it was quite a kiss. Hey, Hishio. Yeah, still breathing. I don't suppose you could wear the blindfold. Oh! Oh, she wants to get into the kinky stuff. Kinky stuff. Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, I'll play a game, but just this once. Her tentative suggestion takes me by surprise. I suppose she wants to introduce me to sex through her eyes as well. Or just wants to find out what I'll be like during the act while hampering with the blindfold. Woo! This is gonna be fun! Oh, this is gonna be the most awkward sex ever! With a measure of unease tempered by curiosity, I do as she says and lower the blindfold over my eyes. The world becomes dark once again. Whatever kind of cloth that ribbon is, I want it. I seriously do. I reflectively tense as I feel Lily's hand gently brush the side of my face, entirely unable to anticipate her touch. I really need to get used to contact like this. Even after the weeks we've been going out, it isn't as natural for me as it is for her. Well, duh. You haven't, like, worn the blindfold before, so you wouldn't have experience with darkness, blindness like she does. Silence. Hey, Lily. Shh, shush, shush, shush. Don't speak. I obediently follow her instructions and quietly listen, trying to make out something, anything that's happening around me. Lily, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Where am I? Compared to before, when I was chasing Lily, I need to carefully the need to carefully navigate the room's obstacles now gone. I can take my time and concentrate much harder on listening. It takes a while, but I can eventually pick up the soft sound of her breathing on the other side of the dead silent room. In, out. In, out. That is what breathing is. Measuring it against my own breathing, I realize it's definitely deeper than normal, especially for her. What? What is she doing? I haven't even got there yet! Hold your horses, Lily! What are you doing? Another sound makes its way to my ears that I can't identify immediately. I don't think I've heard it before, but my heart skips a beat as I realize the source. What is the source? What's in the box? My hand almost reflectively reaching out towards her. Her face feels softer than usual under my touch, her head just barely turning to acknowledgement towards the fingers on her chest. Hishia, what is it? I gulp and take a moment to try to calm down. I need all the concentration I can muster while I'm in this in order to fully take in my surroundings. After a few deep breaths, I think I can manage to collect myself. With a touch so light that it wouldn't disturb a feather, I start to move my hand down her body. Very well, and I can feel myself losing focus again. Stay in focus. Stay focused, come on. It's 3/8, not 1/4, come on. Talking about wrenches here. Thanks to those thin silken pajamas of hers resting so perfectly over the curves of her body. If she's like this, then it must mean she's been sitting against her bed and facing me. Now, to continue in whatever we are doing. Alright, this must be her hip. So you're going to the knee. If you're moving slowly downwards. Lily's breath catches as my hand comes over hers, tentatively following her fingers between. Oh no! Oh no! Damn, man! Damn! Okay, getting real kinky here. Just don't look, children. Ew. Okay. You guys can read this for yourself. all the icky parts you can read by yourself. My mind suddenly fills with visions of what she must be like in front of me right now. I never even imagined her doing this before, and being unable to see her doing it, the act only enhances the mood. I would think so. Hey, no cheating, Hishio! No cheating! I work the blindfold upwards, brushing out of my eyes the couple of hairs that were stuck to the ribbon before. For a period of time, I can only guess at my mind goes completely blank. All I can do is stare at my newly freed eyes, taking everything in front of them. It's gonna be... I don't like where this is going. I think I skipped something. Stop! 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 I don't want it! I don't want it anymore! I don't want it! Go away! Oh, you know what? Just read it for yourself. I'm going. I'm going. Taking vacation. My headphones don't let me leave. I thought nothing would beat the Love Shack from Emmy's walkthrough, but that might be close. It might be close. I just have no idea what to say. Neither do I. I walked away from it. Silence reigns until I simply watch her, hair hanging over her face, as she sits exhaling, exhausted. Ishio? Yeah, that was the thing. That was the show. When she reaches out to brush my face, my urges take complete control of my body. Without so much as a second thought, I push myself over her frame. I'm coming for you! It's an unusual feeling being like this. I feel oddly powerful, holding myself above her blank face, as though, for the first time since the accident so long ago, I feel physically strong. Lilly, I want you. Now. To my surprise, she smiles weakly before reaching upwards to feel the side of my face. It's a almost cheeky expression, of the kind which she usually gives only after getting something out of me. You wanted me to do this? You wanted me to be the man! You wanted me to do this! She holds her hand, her smile, and gives a slight nod. I guess it was a effective way to make me take the initiative. For once. And again, to my surprise, she gives the ribbon around my head a sharp tug downwards. Once again, I'm lost in complete blackness. I told you to keep it on, didn't I? The tensing edge in Lily's voice punctuated by her breathing. She never seemed to lose her ability to take control of a situation. But this one time, Hishio, what are you? Yeah, okay. I slide my hands underneath her soft skin, silk and skin pressed into my hands as I gently rise her body with a measure of difficulty. Might die doing this, but it's gonna be worth it. While I wouldn't describe her as heavy, her height makes her more than a handful to try to lift. It only takes a couple of careful place steps to feel the edge of her bed against my legs. My lowering of Lilly onto her sheets just as gently as when I raised her. Your bed will be more comfortable than the floor, right? I sure hope so. Always the gentleman, aren't you? Well, of course I am! I quickly run my hands down Lily's long, shapely legs. Their allure far from diminished without the luxury of sight. I pull her pajama shorts and underwear from her ankle. Alright, you're mine now! I have no idea where those just went. It doesn't matter! Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I can write this! Not really, but they'll be somewhere around. Without With a minimum of fuss, I shuffle down my own pajama trousers and underwear, positioning myself. Yeah, and all that good stuff. Yep. With one hand on her body to steady myself, my right moves tentatively downwards. Make first contact with my first contact with her is my palm clumsily meeting the front of her nose. Hi, just getting to know you, getting to know all about you. She giggles a little before turning her head sideways. Taking my cue, I gently cradle her cheek with my thumb to feel the contours of her face, as she so often does to me. That would be a lot easier if she wasn't moving her face into my hand, but the feeling of her nuzzling into it is nice. I swallow and try to steady myself, take my other hand from the bed and use it to guide myself. All that good stuff. With my sights gone, I'm free to concentrate far more on my other senses, including tactile feeling! Yay! Because we all wanted that! The entire experience feels more vivid, more intense than it has ever been. I slowly start to, yep, good stuff. I feel Lily's eyes clenching shut. Oh, yeah, because face is on the face. Hand is on the face. The moment of her cheeks under my thumb, reminding me of the gentle hold I have to make on the side of her face. It's hard to stop myself from being completely overwhelmed. It's hard to think that this is what sex is usually like for her, experienced through every sense, but the one I hold dearest, the one that I hold. From her cheek to her neck, I begin to slide my hand downwards to take in the feeling of her body. It feels like skin. Warm skin, the contours of her collarbone, the light dew resting on her skin. The sense of smell is stimulated by the sense of her sweat and mine hanging in the air. Even the ambient smell, noticeably different from that of my own room, adds to the feeling. While I move my hand to her supple breast, her soft mewling fills my ears, along with the sound of our act. Don't want to hear those sounds! Don't want to! No! Okay, skin. Under my head moves. I can even feel her. Yeah. Good stuff. Is this gonna end anytime soon? I'm on a timetable. This episode's going long. Come on! Just get it over with. Yeah, yep. Oh, see? This is what happens when you want more. You end up dying. I can feel my chest tightening as I rock back and forth frantically, both of us entirely taken with ourselves. Nothing that's that unusual. I just need to take deeper breaths to steady myself. No, gonna die. This feeling is just normal. Don't say that! You're gonna die! Cardiac arrest! You are dead. Well, let's not jump to conclusions. This isn't. I can't. The pain is too much. I stumble backwards from Lily with unseemingly haste, clumsily hitting the back of my foot against the table and falling to the ground with a unceremonious crash. Breathing wildly, I frantically scrape at the ribbon over my eyes as I lay on my back. I have to get this off! Ceiling! For a moment, everything goes blank as I rush the newfound light assaulting my eyes. My breathing slows from the brink of hyperventilation. Seconds pass as I carefully measure out the rhythm my heart beats. With every ounce of concentration I can muster. My heart is normal. It's back to normal. Well, that just killed the mood, didn't it? My body feels utterly bizarre as I lay dazed on the floor, looking at the ceiling. The adrenaline from before is still pouring through my veins, but my mind is completely exhausted. I prop myself up as I hear Lilly getting off the bed and coming towards me. Hey, Hishio, are you okay? Hishio? I'm fine. I'm fine. Just dying. She gives a sigh of relief, her worried expression collapsing. Her face, awkward, is the very last I had wanted to see from her. It's a face I had detested when I first saw my parents in the hospital all those months ago. Pity. Lilly pities me. I don't want that! I just close my eyes and turn away. Powerless, I feel like throwing up. I can hear the sound of Lilly moving away and quickly attending to herself, and the ruffling of her clothing being pulled back on after a moment of searching is barely audible. Sorry. Why are you sorry? She slowly shakes her head as she finishes buttoning her top. Her kind smile looks so fragile, so delicate. That it makes my heart sink. Approaching carefully, she feels out the edge of the load table before taking a seat next to me, putting her arms around my chest. I'm sorry, Hishio. I shouldn't have pushed my desires onto you. Yes, it was all your fault. Your desires, you dirty, dirty woman. You don't need to apologize. I'd normally be fine. You've seen that much before. I guess I shouldn't have tried to push myself so far. My eyelids feel heavy. Calmingly sitting next to her like this is probably letting the adrenaline work itself out of my system and letting my mind relax. So that's why you never took the lead? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's why I wasn't on top ever, okay? Just crushed my manhood even more, thanks, Lilly. I guess it's a good thing, like, you like to, huh? The joke seems to lighten her expression a little. The fact which helps let me feel less unease about my unreliable self. Lily's head comes to rest on my shoulder as I struggle to keep my eyes open. With more difficulty after each blink, I feel completely drained. Well, bro, you still need to get back to your own dorm. It's okay, Hishio. It's all okay. No sooner does she say this that a small, quiet tune escapes her lips. Entirely too tired to think, all I can do is listen to her soft humming. Do we actually get to hear it? It's a soft, almost melodic. I know it's supposed to be melody with ick at the end, but for some reason I can't say that word for my whole life. It's like melodic, whatever. See, it's a tune. It's a very good tune that's like a melody. It sounds familiar, but the more I try to remember its origin, the less I seem able to concentrate. The feeling and scent of her head gently resting on my shoulder and her warm body against my side are soothing. The soft humming of her voice, too, relaxes my mind as much of her warmth relaxes my muscles. This singular quiet moment after all this fracas, it makes me realize just how exhausted I've become. I can feel my eyelids slowly becoming heavier and heavier. Even with the chaos of before, I wish this moment would last forever.
See, this is the tender moments. This right here. This is the good stuff.
Lilly and I together, sharing a single solitary occasion together, just as we used to. But if this is the case, why does she feel further away than she's ever felt before? I don't know. Maybe it's because you couldn't be a man and take the lead because of your condition. It's kind of sad. But anyway, it's gonna have to end the episode here. This was a very long episode. Holy crap! Okay, lots of banging. It's a joke. But anyway, like and favorite if you've enjoyed, subscribe of course. And yeah, we're probably getting towards the end of this playthrough, so be a good person, tip your waitresses, keep moving forward. I'll see you next time. Hey-ho!